Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for coming back to the channel. So today's plan is to get my intake manifold painted for the STI. I'd like to do it before I get the motor back, that way I can just get it all assembled right away. So I went to the store and got a few things. Here's what I got. We got the paint stripper, and I went with the VHT red engine enamel. And we got the painter tape, of course. We got a couple brushes and some wire brushes. And here's what the intake manifold looks like right now. So it came red originally. Somebody tried painting it black, I guess, and it did not hold up at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to strip this thing all the way down with these brushes and the paint stripper and see if we can do a better job of it. Alright guys, so I've been scrubbing on this thing for a couple hours, and I think I got it about as good as I'm going to get it. Here it is. You can see a couple little red spots, but I think I probably got 99%. So I think that I'm good to mask it off and get it painted, so let's get that going. Well, that pretty much took all day, but I finally finished getting the intake manifold ready for paint. There it is. I went ahead and masked off all the holes on this thing, so it should turn out pretty good. I've never done anything like this before. As with most of the things that I'm going to be doing on these cars, it's my first time, so. I also went ahead and started cleaning the engine bay a little. I started over here on the left side. It was pretty bad. As you can see, the middle is super grimy, and this side's pretty bad too, but I'll have it all ready before the motor goes in, which hopefully comes back in the next couple days. I took the heads to one shop and the block to another shop, so once I get that back, then I can get started putting the motor together and we can get this STI put together, and that would be awesome. That's going to be it for today. It's getting really cold out here. I can see my breath pretty good, so I'm gonna go inside, eat some dinner, and we'll get back at this in the morning. Alright guys, so it's the next morning. My plan today is to get this intake manifold painted and hopefully get this engine bay cleaned up. Like I showed you guys yesterday, I started over here on the left side. It's looking pretty clean. That cross member down there is disgusting. And of course this side is pretty gross too. So hopefully I can get that done and I can get my intake manifold painted, but before I do any of that, I need to go run to the Subaru dealership downtown and get me some new cam gear bolts. So when we were taking the cams out of the the STI motor. I ended up stripping out a couple of the cam bolts because they're Allen heads and they suck. We actually had to weld a wheel nut onto one of them in order to get it out. Here's what that looks like. We got the bolt and we had to weld the nut on there just to get the thing off of there. And then I kind of messed up the threads on these two. If you look, they don't look too good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just replace all of them. Let's go ahead and run down there and come back, get this intake manifold painted and the engine bay cleaned up. All right, we got our new cam gear, we got our new bolts. So let's go ahead and get started on this intake manifold. Alright, there it is after 4 coats. I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing dry and come over here and finish up this engine bay. Alright, I got the engine bay all cleaned up. Here's what it looks like. It's definitely a lot better. You can actually see the cross member now and the frame rails. I put the washer tank back in there and the power steering reservoir is all clean. So it's ready for a motor. Let's go over here and get the tape off the intake manifold and see how it turned out. Alright, so there it is. It turned out way better than I could have imagined. I'm really glad that I took the time to do all the extra prep work on it. Hopefully it holds up under the heat of the engine. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I guess time will tell. Alright, that's going to be everything for today. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks guys, and I'll talk to you later.